Hey everybody, Julie here. So today I'm talking about safety and kindness, and I'm going to make a pretty bold statement. I believe that most people, almost all people, everywhere, are good and kind. That's what I've experienced actually. Okay, so let me tell you where I'm coming from and why I'm even putting this out there. I travel solo a lot. It's kind of my thing. It's kind of what people know me for. And I go to faraway places alone. I go to places where I don't speak the language. I go where I don't have cell service. I go to some places that my friends and family might think are dangerous or questionable. I sleep in hostel dorms with other people. I get into cars and I stayed with people that I met on couch surfing. Admittedly, sound pretty risky, don't I? I actually had friends tell me that I'm crazy and that I'm a lunatic. You probably know who you are right now. You're probably watching this video, so thanks a lot for blindly trusting people. But generally, I feel like people are good and kind, especially when you're in a pickle and you really need help. That I feel is when you can depend on people the most. So let me tell you about three examples of this. One, I was in Ecuador and I was on a bus. I didn't actually know where I was, and I didn't actually know when I was supposed to get off. So I was relying on the bus conductor to tell me. And so he kind of caught me off guard when he told me it was my stop, and I kind of scrambled and I started to get off. But then I realized I left my sweatshirt back in my seat. So I tried to get back on the bus. Bus was speeding up and I was trying to get back on, and basically I fell backwards and I wiped out. Having happened on a busy street, I had a shopkeeper run out and I was, dusting myself off and hit my butt pretty hard. And she asked me if I was okay, and she gave me a bottle of water. She was there for me. She didn't expect anything in return. Another example of, one of the two kindnesses that I experienced while traveling is another situation. I was in a pickle. I was on a train going from Venice to Salzburg, and there was some crazy weather. It was raining really hard. There's a blockage on the train track. So the train was delayed for hours. And I was panicking because I didn't have cell service. And so I was actually, had been in communication with a woman I met on couch surfing, and I was going to stay with her. But she was expecting me at 10 p.m., and my train wasn't going to arrive for hours. So I was panicking. How do I reach her? What if she's going to be asleep? Where do I stay at 2 a.m? What am I going to do? And this French couple on the train very, very generously offered to let me hook up to their mobile hotspot so I could get in contact with her. Elise, she was so gracious and basically was just, I'm a night owl, no big deal. I'll be awake. Sure, just let me know when you're here. I'll come over and get you. All is well, don't you worry. The most weight off my shoulders to hear that, being in a foreign country and panicking and, having a little mild emergency. I can't thank both of them enough, the French couple and Elise, for being kind and generous through that experience as well. I'm not trying to say it's not important. Actually, it is super important to keep your wits about you, to keep an eye out, to practice street smarts, to do your due diligence. If you're going to meet somebody on couch surfing, make sure they have reviews. That's really critical and always important. But I think the worst scenario is letting fear prevent you from living and trying new experiences and seeing new things. Because by never trusting, you limit yourself only to safe experiences. And sure, I've put myself in situations where my safety could be compromised. But in truth, your safety is compromised every time you walk out the front door. Nothing is 100% safe, whether you're at home or abroad. I guess the two things that I want you to take away is that generally most people are kind, most people want to help, most people are good, and then two, nothing is ever guaranteed. Don't be so fearful and so closed-minded that you miss an opportunity. Falling off that bus in Ecuador, it could have ruined my day. It could have made me hate Ecuador. But that woman turned it around for me. And I dusted myself off and I felt good. And then I think about getting to Salzburg. Elise now is one of my good dear friends. And we had a great weekend together, and she showed me all around, and it was an amazing experience that I never would have had otherwise. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share with your friends and leave me a comment below if you have anything to add. And as always, please subscribe to my channel by clicking here and watch my next video down here. Thanks so much, guys. Auf Wiedersehen.